Good morning, everyone. Andy Schwab here with your Farm and Ranch News. The Montana Department of Agriculture is trying to fill an open position on the Montana Pulse Crop Committee. More specifically, they're seeking a public representative who is or was actively engaged in agriculture and would like to stimulate and expand Montana's pulse crop industry through research, promotion, and market development of pulse crops grown in Montana. Those interested in serving on the Montana Pulse Crop Committee are encouraged to submit an application by May 31st. Well, the latest World Ag Supply and Demand Estimates report from the USDA was released yesterday, showing little surprises. For wheat ending stocks here in the States, predictions continue to believe we're going to see 9-year lows despite a 17 million bushel difference in the pre-report estimates and actual figures. Now, within the classes, ending stock estimates of the hard red and soft red wheat were reduced by 11 million and 14 million bushels respectively, while the estimates of the hard red spring wheat ending stocks were increased by 31 million bushels. New MSU Extension Ag Alert, that is reminding lentil producers to watch for a particular disease this growing season. MSU Extension says anthracnose has been detected in 16% of lentil seed lots tested in the regional pulse crop diagnostic lab this winter. Now, while those levels of the seed treatment pathogen are low, the growers should be vigilant in monitoring their lentils this growing season. Well, that's all for Ag News, but join me back here in an hour for a look at some of your ag markets.
We asked Montana farmer Walt Sales about the challenges of mental health in agriculture.
Another drought, there always is. There's always going to be another something. I grew up in a generation of you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps, but it's become evident is what do you do if you can't even find those bootstraps? If you need to talk to somebody, go to beyondtheweather.com for free counseling for Montana ag producers.
Welcome back, friends, to your Ag News in the markets. Well, let me tell you, it's good to be back in the studio after a personal trip to Texas over Easter weekend. Boy, I have to say, I drove through the epicenter of the nation's current exceptional drought, and I can't help but think of the unfortunate opportunity it's creating for Montana producers. If the Southern Plains producers' wheat wasn't under irrigation, it was only about an inch or two tall. Of course, a lot of the southern cattle graze the wheat fields this time of year, and with that lack of forage, I can't help but think they're going to need to find somewhere to go, leaving that much more optimism for the cattle producers in the North Country this fall. Now, spring and summer moistures will likely dictate what happens. However, my predictions are for record prices to be seen in the near future. Well, feedlots could hold out today before accepting any cash cattle bids, as they have some support from the Futures Board and the box beef prices. Peeking to our eastern neighbors, cattle auctions, Faith Livestock saw a decent test of feeder steers and heifers. Strength was certainly found in the bulk orders, with quite a few lots seeing prices push over $1,600 per head on a bunch of those 6 and 7 weight steers. Sheep sales, of course, have been a little more muted lately, with many producers in the heart of lambing season. Now, the wheat futures took the neutral WASDE report the hardest yesterday, despite the 9-year low of those ending stocks. Spring wheat was the most bearish after a typo in the morning cash report showed prices of $88 a bushel. Too bad that wasn't the actual case, of course. Well, that's all for Ag News and Markets. I'm Andy Schwab. Have a great day.